Hi folks, a while ago I was asked a question by Barbs about the Peggy Peg system, and I said, I'm going to do a video on that, which I did mention in the Ducks Back video as well. So today we're going to be talking about pegs, and remember, they're not all equal. Now on the table here we have quite a vast array of pegs. Now starting with the simple one, I'll point with this if you don't mind. This is a simple wire one. Cheaper products tend to use these. They're cheap, they're nasty, they bend and they're no use. Then as you step up in price, depending on which awning or tent you get, you tend to move into the plastic ones, which can be okay on grass if they're hammered in on an angle. But nonetheless, they're not very good on hard ground. Now, this one here has been out for quite a while now, and it's the screw-in peg. And it's nothing new really, like I say, it's been around a while. Now to use these, the best way to do it is push this down like so, take the 13mm and your drill and then screw them in. That's the best way to use them. Don't drill them in when this is actually at the top, because all it's going to do is spin round like that, probably catch your fingers and it's going to hurt. So the most effective way is slide it down, drill it in, and likewise as when you're drilling out as well. Now for me, the old faithful has always been the rock peg. I have got dozens and dozens of these. They've never really let me down. They're a really good product. Okay, they do rust after a time because they're not made of galvanized steel. This is something new that I spotted that I'm going to be trying out this year. I bought it off Amazon. It's painted coating, so whether it's going to last I really don't know, but I just like the idea of these as averse to the plastic top. This is metal. Now these are galvanized steel. They were expensive. I purchased these in Holland and I have 4 of them, and I use them usually to peg the corners down. They're really good pegs. Now this one is one that I really recommend and I use it all the time. This is for your carpets and also your draft skirts. They're a fantastic product. I've got dozens and dozens of them and I've been using them for quite a while now and they've never let me down. Now we're going to move on to the new kid on the block, which is the Peggy Peg system. Now I reviewed this on the channel and I thought it was a really good product. The only thing that I thought was a faff, and a few people did comment on, was you have to use a drill for these type of plastic pegs, certainly when you're on harder ground. Personally, I don't use this one. I have tried it, so we'll discount that one. This one and this one I tend to use on grass. They are absolutely fantastic. Screw them in. You don't have to pre-drill them. Just screw them in and they're Loctite. They really are good. Now, if you are thinking of something more substantive, the Peggy Pegs have these 2 pegs here. This is one that was sent in the review pack. One, why I don't know. Bit mean if you ask me. But nonetheless, and you can hammer this in and then drill it out should you wish to do so on harder ground. The furthest one, I purchased 2 of these because I wanted to try them on hard ground, and I'm going to be doing that this year when we go away on our little tour. So these are great, but they are expensive. They're probably one of the most expensive peg systems that you can buy on the market. So what you've got to look at is practicality and cost. For me, I'm going to be setting up in a moment my perfect peg bag of how I'm going to use for this season. So I'll get on with that in a moment, but I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. The Peggy Peg system is great with these ladder straps because they fit in and lock in like so. And most awnings and tents these days, they tend to have these ladder straps, and this is ideal for it. They will work with a guy rope, but nonetheless, they primarily seem to have been designed for these ladder straps, in my opinion. Some people will probably disagree with me. Now, with these are probably more ideal, really, with they're probably a little bit more universal because you can use them with these, like so, I can also use them with guy ropes as well. But these are brilliant. They've never let me down. And when the going gets tough, I always lean for these. They are really good. Now, another peg system that is on the market at this moment in time is the Ulti-Pegs. They're a UK company and they're quite a good product actually. I've never had them in for review. I've never tested them, but I do understand from Michael and Carol from Boulder Walls and Tour, they're a really good product. They're solid stainless steel, so they're not going to rust, and they're ideal if you've got a bad back because you use a tube system to hammer them in and remove them. And but I believe they are really good quality. So let's now look at the bag that I'm going to set up for this season. Okay, so these are the pegs that I'm going to be taking away this season, and we're going to be using these on our tour to Scotland that we've got planned. We have 18 of the what I call carpet and draft skirt pegs, which I always take. Fantastic. These new ones that I've bought that are a rock peg basically, I'm going to try them and I'll let you know at the end of the season what they're like. It's like a plastic coating. I thought it was paint, but it's actually plastic. So we'll see what they're like. We've got half a dozen of the medium plastic heavy pegs from Peggy Pegs. We've got 4 of the large ones in the plastic, and we've 2 of the alloy ones. Above we've got the actual socket drill, if you will, to drive these in, the actual drill bit, and then I've got my Old Faithfuls that I purchased in Holland. I love these things, so I've got 4 of those. Now in the top corner there's 2 rock pegs. Now I'll just bring one over and I'll explain what they are. They're a rock peg and this is insulation foam, and what I found was if I took the plastic off, drove this through and then drove that into the ground, I can slide on Juliet's LED lights because the plastic spikes that came with it don't work on hard surfaces, and these are perfect. So I have 2 of those, and I better not forget them because she'll go mad. So that is what is going in my peg bag this year. Okay, so I'm sure you were all wondering, what's he going to be putting these pegs in with? Well, apart from the Peggy Pegs, because well, obviously some of them plastic ones will screw in, I always rely on good Old Faithful. I have a lump hammer, and I've used that for quite a few years. As you can see, it's battered a bit. But recently, I purchased this off Amazon. I spotted it and I thought, I like the idea of that. It's quite lightweight, but it still does the job because I've been using it, as you can see. And I was quite pleased with it. Also, with this hook end, you can use it to pry out rock pegs or other types of pegs like that. Now, you will need the socket, obviously, for drilling in these from Peggy Peg. But I just thought I'd mention this one. If you're interested, it's called the Camping and Leisure Sports Hammer. And it's on Amazon. I'll leave a link. It took forever to come. So if you're expecting it in a couple of days, forget it. It takes about 2 weeks because I think it comes from China. But so far, I've been quite happy with it. One I won't recommend is a rubber mallet. They're no use. When you get on hard ground, they just bounce and they're not effective at all. So just get yourself a decent hammer or a claw hammer if that's what you want to use. Or get one of these or both. Well folks, that was our video on pegs. I hope you found this useful and you might consider some of the pegs that are in it, or you already have them, or better still, you've got some that I've never tried. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you'll join us again real soon, but in the meantime, bye for now.